You're watching Marsha on VeroBuzzTV.com.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Buzz TV. I am indeed Marsha Littlejohn, and I'm here once again with Janet Winikoff. And oh, golly, it's fun to have you here every single week on Buzz TV, and it is the pet of the week.
Yes.
Oh boy, and that has to be because of the Humane Society of Indian River County, you having been and still are the Director of Education.
Yes,
So you get the word out for everything, but every single week she brings on this precious animal, and this time it is Honey.
Yes, that's right. Honey is a 3-year-old female Chihuahua mix, very sweet. She is just a really nice dog. She's house trained, very friendly, just a great companion. So,
how old did you say she was?
She is 3 years old. She was actually adopted, and then the family returned her because they had to move. So she's looking for a new home now.
Oh, bless her heart.
Hopefully a forever home.
A forever home.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But there's something about Chihuahuas, and really the Chihuahua mix, that when anybody has them, they absolutely adore them.
Yeah, they are wonderful dogs. I think it's also that they're small, and people like to be able to kind of make them like their babies.
Yeah.
So I think you find that with Chihuahuas and a lot of the other small breeds. Also, because we have an older community here, sometimes the smaller breeds work out better because of the condo restrictions, and also just in terms of care. It sometimes is a little bit easier to have those smaller breeds than the larger breeds.
Well, they're so much fun, and of course what's really telling me that puppy dogs are just so wonderful, and big dogs, all animals. Just this morning I looked on Facebook, and my granddaughter has this wonderful, precious little Chihuahua. And her mommy said, a big picture of it, "This is a happy dog day to my favorite grand dog." So dog day must have, yes.
It was yesterday, yes.
Yeah, the other day. So, and the idea there is, of course, it was Duke, and then I had a picture of it too, so we were going back and forth, and there's just something about the way they look at you with those big brown eyes.
It's the eyes that can always get you, and especially with Chihuahuas, they have those big, longing, beautiful, dark eyes. So.
I wish you could go look at Uncle Jeff. Go look out there at Uncle Jeff. Oh.
Yeah, she's a little shy, but she's very, very friendly, and she'd make a wonderful companion, whether it's somebody who is retired, single, a family, a couple. She would make a wonderful companion.
Oh, absolutely. And there's nothing like it. Of course, you can take. Now, would she require taking a walk every day?
Of course, yes. It's really important that we always give our animals lots of exercise and socialization, and that includes even small animals like Chihuahuas. So she probably need to go out a couple times a day, just like any other dog.
I always say the dog just needs to take the owner out for a walk. That's what it's all about. Well, Honey, you are wonderful. We're going to take a little break now and then come back and discuss how you out there might be the lucky, wonderful, wonderful owner. And what do we call them? Owners?
Pet parents.
Pet parents of this darling Chihuahua mix. Honey, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Attention! This important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare supplement team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics, across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
Well, we are indeed right back here after those 60 seconds of a break so that we could even love and hug Honey. Now, oh, Honey, you are so precious. Now, what would it take, Janet Winikoff, what would it take to adopt Honey?
Okay, so at the Humane Society with all of our animals, we like for people to come in, preferably the entire family, so that no one is surprised or doesn't know. Everybody is involved in the decision in adopting a pet. Come in, meet the animal, speak with the adoption counselors, learn about that animal. If you have dogs at home, we always encourage a dog-to-dog introduction to make sure that they'll do okay at home.
What if you have a cat at home?
We can actually do a dog-to-cat introduction, not with your cat, but we can take the dog who is looking at being adopted. We can take that dog through the cat rooms to see how they do, if they have a high prey drive, if they chase the cats, or if they do fine with them. Also,
but how do you find out if your cat that you have will get along with Honey?
Oh, well, you know what? I mean, we can, if it's really important, if people have concerns, we can always go over to the home and do an introduction. But we also give advice to prospective adopters so that when they bring their new dogs home, that they can work on the introductions between their new pet and the pets who they already have established in the household.
And that's usually so key, because so many people say, oh, it's not going to work, and yet if you just leave them alone. We had 2 cats one time, and I remember I didn't think it was going to work out. Finally, we just ignored it. One cat went into the closet for about 3 days. When it came out, they just loved each other.
They were fine, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes animals need a little bit more than that. So one of the things I like to do, especially if you have 2 cats who you're introducing, you can take their food bowls and put them at opposite ends of the room, and then each day take the food bowls and slightly move them closer in.
Great idea.
So every couple of days, just move them closer, closer, closer until they're eating right next to each other, and then food becomes a positive experience for them. dining is always a positive
Instead of
thing.
Protecting, they think they're protecting their animal. But now, what about, does Honey have a chip in her, or what's going to be required?
Okay, so at the Humane Society, all of the animals who leave the shelter, they're spayed and neutered. They're vaccinated, they are dewormed, and they are microchipped. So yes, Honey would be getting all of these things before she goes home. As a matter of fact, she's already microchipped right now.
Oh, good.
So she's pretty much ready to go.
And she is not 40 pounds, so that she is not free.
Right.
Is that still on at the Humane Society?
It is still on, yes, for the large dogs, as long as you get the heartworm preventative with them. But when you really think about it, the adoption fees are really quite affordable, and basically it's paying it forward. So when you pay an adoption fee for an animal, it's actually helping other animals in the community so that we can do spaying and neutering, microchipping, providing different services.
It's a donation to the Humane Society. Well, you learn so much as well, and I think just going out there and having a tour. Don't you have a day when we can all go out there and see the Humane Society?
Actually, you can just call the Humane Society at 772-388-3331 and schedule a tour.
Terrific.
So, yeah.
Do you still have the cat condos?
We still have the cat condos.
We're going to talk about cat condos when we come back. We're going to take that very last little quick break, and we'll be back with Honey and Janet Winikoff from our Humane Society. So don't go away. We will be right back.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday for all of your furniture needs.
And we are back indeed, and of course we do have Honey. Now you have learned all about Honey, and she is up for adoption. But what do I have here?
Oh, you have a one of our props. It has a Thundershirt on it. So, you know, with hurricane season here, and we always have lots of storms in Florida, this is a Thundershirt, which is like giving an animal a nice, big, cozy hug. You can feel it's elasticized.
Yes.
So when you put it on a dog, or they also have them for cats who are perhaps frightened of thunderstorms or loud noises, this can help to calm the animals.
What a great idea. Look at this.
So it's always important to have things like this around so that if you do have animals who are easily frightened, this can provide lots of calming for them and keep them safe.
And I love the philosophy. It's Snuggie. Because I think also it was a design I told you I interviewed the person who designed this a couple of years ago, because it just really hit the market and everybody was so excited about it. And what he was explaining was, if you have a dog that barks all the time at anything, it's just because of a little fear. You put this on him and he's not quite so barkable.
Right. It's the same concept with swaddling a baby. So yeah, these are really very helpful. So yeah, because we have hurricane season here and storms, I wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to see that.
Oh, great idea for the hurricanes.
Yes.
Now what about this?
We've talked about this before. I always like to remind people, we have the free pet ID tags at the Humane Society. They have our 24-hour paging service on them. So if your pets are lost and somebody finds your animal, they can call that number with the tag, and then we can reunite the animal with the family. But they only work if you put them on your pet, so it's really important. Yeah, you know, in Florida, we swim year-round. This is called a scamper ramp, and you know, I just read the statistics. It's 50,000 animals every year drown. 50,000 pets a year drown accidentally. So the scamper ramp is a ramp that you can put at your pool, at your dockside, and you can even take it on a boat with you, because sometimes dogs like to go boating and they like to go swimming, but then it's hard to get them out of the water.
Sure.
So the scamper ramp is a drown prevention device, not only for our pets but also for wildlife, frogs and other little critters that sometimes accidentally get into the pool. They can move onto the scamper ramp and climb up.
So it's not really to let the frogs get into the pool, it's to help those wild animals get out of the pool and out of the spa, because in some cases they really don't know how to do that either. What a great idea. Where are these available?
We have these at the Humane Society, and they're about $40.
All right. Well, great idea. Can children get out of them? I
don't know if they're designed for children, and probably actually for children you should have one of those gates right around your pool. It's also good for pets too.
And it's also very good for your insurance company. So how about this?
This is a seatbelt for dogs.
Oh.
So a lot of people never stop to think about this, but you know, if you have your pet loose in the car and you suddenly have to throw on the brakes, that animal, just like a child or an adult in the car, can go flying. So this is a safety device. It's a safety belt, a seat belt, basically for dogs.
I love the idea. Just the other day I saw this. It was in a convertible, but the driver had gone inside for just a moment and the pet was in there, and I thought, oh my gosh. And then I saw he was in something like this, as happy as anything, and then of course his owner came right back out. But it's a great thing to keep him safe and wonderful. We only have about a minute left. What is the water?
Oh.
Or is that your water?
That was just my water. That's right. Yes, but you know, it's a great segue because water is great for animals in the summertime.
Absolutely. But the most important thing is make sure you find out about that animal shelter, because if those hurricanes come here or even the bad weather, we need to get that.
And you need to pre-register at the Humane Society. Call us at 772-388-3331 if you don't have a place to go with your pets.
And by all means, go and see Honey. Honey needs a home, a permanent home. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
And we'll be right back.
See Arts in Depth with Barbara Hoffman, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 and 10 p.m.
Attention! This important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare Supplement Team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
Well, back again, and I am so glad you're staying with us right here on Buzz TV, because I have as a very, very special guest none other than Rabbi Michael Birnholz. And oh, Rabbi, it is so great to see you again.
It's wonderful to see you too.
You know, it was so much fun because you and I used to have a lot of fun doing a lot of shows together, and of course learning so much about what we all believe in. And I love your philosophy, and I love your thought that we all are on this planet. We all have to work together. I just interviewed a gentleman who wrote a book and he dedicated it to his children. And he said that's our generation, that they have to understand, they have to be compassionate to everyone.
And take care of everybody.
Absolutely. So that's what I want to talk with you about, because it is High Holy Days, of course, coming up, the Jewish New Year, but Compassion Vero. Tell me about that.
Well, there's some efforts that are going on around town of different groups all talking with each other of how do we increase compassion and kindness here in our community.
Oh, so wonderful. That is so great. So you're working with a lot of different groups, but let's talk about how this is all going to happen and who it is that you are talking with. And when we think about the Jewish community, we think about the Christian community, we think about, I mean, I get so worried when I see somebody say, well, I'm an atheist. What does that mean?
Well, that just means that they don't necessarily have a story, a religious story that they're telling that's helping them tap into their values of how to make the world a better place. But what I see with a lot of people who might say they're a humanist or that they're an atheist is they still have a very strong sense of values and how that there's human life has value and has dignity, and they're just saying that they don't necessarily tell that as part of a religious story, or they don't necessarily have a concept of God as a higher power that's driving it. It's their own sense of humanity that's doing it.
Do you know, this is so interesting, and I think this is what we all have to do, is learn, and this is where compassion comes from. When you have someone like yourself, Rabbi, that can talk like that and have that compassion for everyone, when is this all going to be happening? How is it going on?
Well, there's a lot of this. So in the Jewish community, we have the High Holy Days, starting with Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, starting on September 13th. And then we have Yom Kippur that happens 10 days later. And so we have this big moment for the Jewish community as we're starting the new year. And of course, it coincides with the beginning of school and the Labor Day and all of this happening, because it's a big transition in nature as we're going into fall. It never feels like that quite in Vero Beach, does it?
No, it doesn't. Although I think any little breath of cool air will be wonderful after this very, very warm summer. But no, that's a great idea then, because when you're putting it and starting it, but when I mentioned to you, when I saw Compassion Vero, that really means all of us.
And that's what's so amazing, is that I have this opportunity to sit with you and acknowledge the High Holy Days coming.
Yes.
And because what they teach is how do we reflect on where we've been in the past year, the damage that we might have done, the people we might have hurt, and how we can repair ourselves or repair the world or repair our relationships, and then really turn outward. And that's part of what's happening with Compassion Vero, as I've talked with people that are from civic groups or from religious groups and all these different places, and how do we come from whether it's a business leader or it's another minister or somebody that might be on the city council, how do we create kindness and compassion from the place where we are?
Fabulous. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take a little break, 60 seconds, and then come back with my very distinguished guest, and he is Rabbi Birnholz, and of course he is with our temple, Beth Shalom, and as you said, you've been here for 13 years. You've been involved with so much in our community, and now talking about Compassion Vero. It has to go on. It has to go on. We are right in the middle of what I think is one of the most devastating worlds.
Definitely
ever.
some challenge.
We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics, across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
Well, I'm glad you stayed with us, and I know you will be too, because we're talking with Rabbi Birnholz with our temple, Beth Shalom. We're talking about Compassion Bureau, and I loved it when you said this is the time that it's the Jewish holy days, it's of course the New Year, but it's also this time with Compassion Bureau where we can all look back and think about the people we've hurt, the people who have hurt us. The word forgiveness to me is a vital, very important word, not only in the Christian religion, but in the Jewish religion as well.
It's an amazing word with all sorts of discussions that go with it, and it definitely wraps into that concept of compassion and kindness. How do we understand when someone has hurt us? How do we acknowledge that they've hurt us, let them have opportunities? And that's actually, it's part of Judaism. When someone hurts you, it's their responsibility to come and to apologize, and then you have to accept that apology and work through that process of healing. And so it's really truly an act of partnership and healing the world together.
Do you know, this is so interesting because I think so many of us overlook what other people are believing and what other people are thinking, or we really maybe are misinformed about it. But when we think about compassion and we think about, you were mentioning forgiveness and all of that, where does respect come in?
Well, it's understanding that you have your own sense of connection with something that's greater than yourself. In Jewish tradition, we say that we're made in the image of God, and different religions and different groups are going to conceive of that in a different way. Even then, somebody that might not believe in God understands how awesome and incredible these machines that our bodies are, how both fragile and how resilient they are. And it's a understanding that just as much as we move through the world, other people are moving through the world, and most of us are trying to get to the same place of being able to make our way in the world, to have homes in this world, to raise children in this world, to sustain ourselves in the world. And just as we do that, how can we cooperate and work together with other people to see that everybody has that opportunity?
And what I'm envisioning right now is having you sit there along with other ministers, with other rabbis, with politicians, with law enforcement, all together talking about what has gone over in the last year, how we can be more compassionate. Is that what's going to happen? It's
actually a little bit different than that. There's something called the Compassion Games that's going on, and it's part of the organization that's the Charter of Compassion, but it's even simpler than that. We started looking at it, the group that was talking about Compassion Bureau started looking at it yesterday. And apparently between September 11th and September 21st, obviously September 11th being Patriot Day, the day of the terrorist attacks, and the 21st I think is an UN International Day of Peace, or there's some significant day that is on the 21st. It's a 10-day period. If you sign up to be part of this Compassion Games, the organization will send you missions that you can go on, whether it's planting a garden, taking food to somebody who's sick, and you can sign up as teams. And part of it, you had mentioned with the attack that happened in Virginia, and it was heartbreaking to read that and see the stories. And we keep getting those kinds of stories where we see lots of brokenness and sharpness in our world. And these Compassion Games, they offer different ideas, whether you sign up or you just look at the ideas that they have on the website, how you can go out and just do something nice and sweet and kind for somebody.
And it is amazing when you do that, how your whole world... Absolutely. Do you know the difference between subconscious and conscious mind?
We could have quite the discussion on that one.
We're going to do that sometime because this is, so unbelievable. We're going to come back. We only have one more segment of our show with Rabbi Birnholz, but we got to do this more often, got to do it consistently. So we want everybody to know how you can be a part of Compassion Bureau. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom, where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday for all of your furniture needs.
Oh boy, we only have a little bit of time here now. We want to tell you all about, of course, we've told you a little bit, kind of wet their whistle, so to speak, about Vero Compassion, Compassion Vero, the High Holy Days with our Jewish religion and, of course, our Jewish New Year, all sort of going together. But how, before we go any further, how can all of our viewers be a part of Compassion Vero?
Well, there is a Compassion Vero, I think it's compassionvero.org website where you can go and see some of the different programs and projects that the Compassion Vero has been part of. If you want more information about the Compassion Games, it's compassiongames.org. And I was just going through the website earlier this morning, actually, and there's a whole list of things you can do for yourself, things you can do for others, things you can do for the world. Just such an incredible list of little things, and each one is a seed, and you never know what kind of plant it grows into. And there's as I said, there's so much brokenness and sharpness in the world. And one of the concepts in Judaism is that we have chol every day, which is actually the same word for sand, the nitty-gritty stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the image of an oyster. What does an oyster do? It takes that little piece of sand and starts to coat it in layers of things that are layers of luminescent minerals. I hope I have the science right.
All positive things
and it
anyway.
softens it, and it brings it light, and it brings it luster, and that's what this Compassion Games is. That's what our High Holy Days are about. How do we take those kinds of brokenness and coat it in layers of light and layers of love and layers of compassion and sweetness? That's what our world needs so much. And each of us in different traditions can find a way to do it. And if you'd like to join us in the Compassion Games, we're part of the Compassion Vero team. Or if you are a Jewish member of our community and you'd like to join Temple Beth Shalom for our high holidays, just call our office, and you can find us on our website, which is tbsvero.org. And this is it's a great opportunity for, there's so many different New Years that we have out there.
Yes.
This is just another one with the start of school and our holidays and the beginning of fall coming.
And you know that I can tell you that just sitting here next to Rabbi Birnholz, I feel better already, because I think you have such a positive way of getting the word out that we're all in this together. And this is what a great way to really learn more about. Of course, as you know, I'm a Christian. You are Jewish. You are a rabbi. We all have the same God. And that's what I love.
And we're the only way we're going to fix the world is working together.
You betcha. And what I love that is an opportunity for a fresh start, because you're going to have that healing hurts, that day when you all get together and you learn about how you can have a fresh start, and that's all coming with the Compassion Games. Look it up. What's the website again?
That one's compassiongames.org, or there's also compassionvero.org, which is the local activities.
Oh, good, because everybody is going to be involved, as you mentioned.
Everybody is welcome to join us.
Oh, how fabulous. And it starts on when?
I think it starts September 11th.
September 11th, great day to start. And remember, because when I look down here, it says it's a chance for reflection. Healing hurts. Healing does hurt. But what you're going to be, I think what you mean is we are going to be healing those hurts that you have through compassion.
And the incredible thing is, whether it's something that we've seen that's far away, by doing something incredible and nice and sweet here, we can do that, or even if it's something that's in our own daily life.
Absolutely. Oh, boy. Well, we're going to be talking more about this with my very distinguished guest, Rabbi Birnholz. And of course, as he mentioned, you can get all of the information by going online. But don't forget, Temple Beth Shalom, and it is the holy days. And of course, it's the New Year. When's the New Year?
It starts on September 13th, and I hope that all of the Jewish community has a sweet beginning to the new year.
I love that. A sweet beginning to the new year. And that does not mean chocolate. That means a lot. Or does it?
It could mean chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Apples and honey, but chocolate's not too bad.
Oh, okay. All right. See how much fun you can have as well. Thanks for being with us. You've been watching TV, actually, our Buzz TV. And of course, it is right here in the Vero Beach area, Indian River County, state of Florida, the good old USA.
Advertise your business on Buzz TV. Email buzztvnetwork@gmail.com or call 772-777-1382.